Wanted to touch upon a case study that we did a while back, but I think it's just great to kind of showcase like in regardless which environment you're in as a developer, you're going to face many cycles. Like just in the last 5 years, we've seen COVID, we've seen high interest rate, and recently with all these tariff talk, all these news or information has an impact to the construction industry or projects that people are developing. So in this situation here, this is when during COVID, right before COVID actually. So we originally got the client a land loan with a local bank, tier one bank, and everything was fine. So the bank was willing to do the construction loan. However, as they got closer to construction, we hit COVID. And I think the first 4 or 5 months of COVID, all the show presentation centers were closed. Like you couldn't or there's limited access, I believe, right? And so that really hurt pre-sales. You couldn't have a pre-sale center. And so these guys are actually about ready to break ground. They had their pre-sale center ready. And their current lender says, you know what, due to the current condition, market condition, we're not comfortable going ahead with construction loan. So they had to pay the loan back. And so in this situation here, we had to quickly find a new lender. Another challenge was their reasoning was that this client is a new developer in the multifamily space, but they had a lot of experience building single family, but this is their first multifamily. So I think that was one of the key challenge there. You want to kind of add to that one, Wayne?
Yeah, so they were getting demarketed from their first bank, original bank. They also didn't want to delay their construction because they think eventually everything will open back up and people will start buying pre-sales. However, they couldn't, like I said, you couldn't open a pre-sale center. So the challenge was trying to find a lender that was okay to provide construction loan with low resale requirements or no resale requirements. So we scoured the market. We went to over maybe 10 lenders during that time, and we were able to find a few that required no pre-sales, and we eventually landed on a B lender that required no pre-sale requirements. This was key because they were developing while everyone's still in lockdown. You could still build. So by the time they actually were close to finishing, everything opened back up. They were able to do the pre-sales near the end, and that was when they hit the hot market in 2021, 2022. So they were actually able to pre-sell at a good time, not at the lowest time in 2020 where they would have eroded their margins. So they were able to sell all their units within about 11 months, and they were able to sell it at a premium, and the project was a success. They were able to make out with a good profit as well. Some of the terms we got them 80% loan to cost, so that was they only required 20% equity from the client. This B lender charged a fairly competitive rate, prime plus 3.5%, 24 months term. They were able to finish that in 21 months of the build, and obviously most importantly of all, no pre-sale requirements.
Yeah, good points there. And why is this important? For instance, if they had to find a lender that requires 50% pre-sale, so let's say 8 or 9 of the units had to be sold during COVID in order to get the construction loan, that means they have to fire sell these units at a cheaper cost to push the units. In that situation, sure, you'll get the construction loan at maybe slightly better rates, but you're forced to sell half your units at a lower cost. And so we had to balance the strategy there to go, okay, maybe pay a slight premium with a B lender, but we have no pre-sale requirement, which allows us time to sell these units at the right time, the right price. So if you look at the profitability of this whole thing, higher interest rate costs actually was offset by the higher sale price of each unit. So I think that's a huge win there for this client, especially your first project. Last thing you want is to not make any money or have a lower profit margin. So that was kind of the key to that deal there.